really don't think Richard would hang us out to dry on this. Like, I don't, like, we know things have changed. That's no doubt. He told us beforehand it would not be a direct state copy. That's something that people keep parroting. That's not accurate. It was not an exact state copy. He definitely changed things. He changed supply of many things. He had an AMM bot fixing ratios, so we know it wasn't an exact copy, but we don't know to what extent his game theory is. But I without a doubt know he would not hang us out to dry. And he wants to help people avoid the mistakes that he made. He was already wealthy when he made those mistakes, but people that are trying to get out of the ghetto, for no better term, they need this. There are people here that will change hundreds of lives behind theirs. This is something bigger than I think most people in it even realize right now.
And I agree. I don't think most people do realize the scope of what's happening.
In that video that was played yesterday, Richard Hart says, like, I don't want to screw Ethereum, but I will screw Ethereum or something like is that in regards to like taking like liquidity from Ethereum and moving it to Pulsechain, or am I not thinking right on that?
I think that what he meant on that conversation, I think he had it with either Ivan on Tech or Martini guy, or maybe he did with both. I think he meant more like he was going to clog the network, like he was going to like pair everything, and then basically what happened with the bridge, but then do that with every pair. So that's an interesting move if it were to happen.
Yeah.
Interesting. So did you see his tweet and all this AI stuff that we've been talking about?
Yeah, I've been checking that out. I don't know, bro. I'm trying to like be all as chill as possible and absorb all this day by day, because it's interesting. It's interesting how it's all like working out, I guess, or what will happen. See what happens, and I have a couple bucks. If it goes through, it'll be a home run. If it doesn't, then we'll see what comes next.
Richard has been trying to pull people together, going to all those conferences for years and years, talking. He's tried to, and it's been a difficult task. But in the process, he has gotten people behind the scenes that have basically just, been fed up. They've gone as far as they could with Bitcoin, trying to get it for the people, and it was overtaken. And then same thing with Ethereum. They tried their hardest to kind of push things in the right direction. So there's a lot of people that got fed up with the system and have probably been working, I hope and pray, been working with him for, maybe 4 or 5 years. So a lot of the stuff that comes up technology-wise in smart contracts has been people working on this for a long time, and we're reaping the rewards of that now.
Just think about it. Like, we don't know who Richard's friends are. If you're Richard, who would your friends be?
Well, he's made a lot of friends, but he's also found out that a lot of the ones that he thought were friends weren't friends at all. So it's a tough world when you're a whale. You've got different things that are influencing you.
Yeah, 100%. In my mind, totally sticking his neck out on the line. Like, and it's not because he's in my shoes, because I wouldn't even do it. I can't imagine being in his shoes, honestly. I've tried many times.
I'll tell you who his friends are. His friends are people that recognize the truth and are fighting for the truth. His friends are people that recognize our liberties are being taken away, and how can we safeguard those? Those who his friends are, those are the people that are behind him, and a lot of them aren't, they might be doing other things publicly because they've got a lot of big enemies. When you have a lot of money, you have a lot of responsibility and a lot of things that are connected, and you can't just publicly say certain things that you realize need to be done.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. He's totally sticking his neck out on the line. That's what makes me believe in him. He doesn't need to be doing this. Most whales, most people in his position are not doing anything close to this. They don't see the average person. How many of them are doing anything like what he's doing or saying? I mean, like, put all of the tropa aside, just Pulsechain. How many of them are doing that, and why?
Yeah, that's a great point. So a lot of times we think that we're alone in this freedom and liberty and decentralization because crypto media is controlled. I remember back when there was no crypto media, that the only information we got was from Reddit, and I saw these big media corporate entities coming on, and they would write all these stories, and it would be really helpful and nice, but then you saw how they twisted it, and they would change things at just certain times and try to push the price up or try to put fear, uncertainty, and doubt into the market. And so you realize, oh, wait a second, the reality of what everyone's going through is not, we can't see it, we can't hear it. And so now Twitter is given more of a voice to the regular people, and there's not censorship like there used to be. There still is, but we're starting to get, with technology and decentralization in Web3, we're going to have even more ability to really get the truth about what's going on. So there is more people out there that want liberty, that want true decentralization, and don't want to be under the thumb of these fiat bankers and all the structure they have, and the corporate media. A lot of people just have to wake up. So it's a process that we're all going through.
That only makes me more bullish. Like, I don't even like talking about it much, but I had an interview with Dev Kyle, Richard's top dev still in my mind, like so top that he just oversees stuff. He doesn't even build anything for Richard anymore, as far as I know. Like, he's got other things going. That guy is so rock star, he doesn't even need anybody to know he's a rock star. I'll just put it that way. Like, people are like, oh, who are your devs? And then, like, his devs don't care if you know who they are or not. That's who his real devs are, that are overseeing the other devs. When he says 14, 15, 16 devs, that was no joke. Like, Richard ain't gonna around. We know that. Like, I spent an hour one-on-one voice or video with Kyle and many email exchanges, and fireworks will be coming. Like, I can't say where they're going to come from, but like, if you think all this was just a play, I'll try and help you out in the back end somehow. But Richard's not fucking around. That's without a doubt.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize the true danger we have with JP Morgan and the fiat bankers controlling Ethereum, controlling Infura, controlling MetaMask. People don't realize the danger we have and the squeeze that is going on right now, and how critical Pulsechain is. And those that realize how critical it is are working with Richard, and he's been working with them for a long time.
100,000%. Like, this is no joke. You're talking billions in liquidity. This is not a joke.
What's something that we could tell to like our Ethereum friends, like along these lines, that would like help them see the light? Because my Ethereum friends, like, they kind of like laugh at me when I say I'm in Pulsechain.
Well, just point to censorship and how they stop
the chart.
code.
Nah, the chart, man. Like, it's all about the chart. Just go out to the daily and show them the fucking charts. Show them how all three charts are the damn same on the daily. That's all you got to do. Like, that. If that doesn't scream safety and growth, then I don't know what you're doing here.
Yeah, but if I tell them about like how JP Morgan is in control of Ethereum, are they going to believe me when I say that? Or are they going to say that that's like ridiculous?
Nah, no. Don't even, like, I'll talk conspiracy with you all day long in a private chat, all night long. But like, no, in the public sphere, we got like regular stuff to talk about. Like, we don't have to go there. Like, people, like, if the degens are already here, man, we got to onboard the masses now. Charts, green dildos. That's all it is. The only thing that we have left is green dildos. Period. I hate to go there, but like, that's it.
There's actually a great side to this, because fiat bankers and the government is in bed with Ethereum. It's actually a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. You lift it up because that means that it's going to be there for a long time. And because Pulsechain is just a copy of that, and they can expand their lanes of traffic, we're always going to have a use case. So it's actually a great thing. It's the same thing that happened with Bitcoin.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, Zach, I think and I think probably everybody here in this space is smart enough to know how to approach their friends. Like, some of them, you just show them the chart. Others of them, you're like, hey, you got some money, put some of it aside, and this or that, every one of your friends, you're going to have to approach differently. Like, it's just that's what being a friend is. Approaching them on their terms, you know.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Definitely true. I'm really glad that we have something that's like super exciting to be showing people, right? Because like I was definitely trying to onboard people when Pulsechain first launched, and it was just not going in the direction we were hoping, at the beginning. But I mean, we kind of had this to be expected, I guess, right? Most L1s, they kind of do the same thing when they launch.
You don't know how many Mexicans were like, damn, I wish I sacked more. And then Richard launched at the perfect time in my mind. Like, I was so sick of hearing people, oh, when launch? And I'm like, really, now? You really want to launch right now? Let's see how that goes. Let's just play the scenario out. Like there's no money right now. Like, what we are doing is incredible given the fact that there's no money right now. Like, we're at the bottom, like, without a doubt. Like, and we could go lower. We could go way lower for a short term, or maybe a little longer, but like, I have a little plan if we go way lower. I almost think right now, the fact that so many people woke up to the last Black Swan, that maybe this one isn't going to work out in their favor, maybe at all. I think that's the point. I almost feel like I'm doing Richard a disservice and not pointing out the fact that, like, why the fuck are we all here? Why are we not just creating big green dildos to bring everybody else that we know and their brother and sister and our ex-wife here? This is a matter of, like, survival. There is one underlying factor involved in all of it. Move money from weak hands to strong hands. That is the name of the game. Delayed gratification is not a joke. That means something different to every person. But, like, if you're not in it for the fight, have fun at the bar.
So last bull run, I was sitting, pretty like most people, and I'd heard of Richard Hart, and I listened to everyone talking shit about him. So I didn't really have like a good opinion of him. I'm usually pretty open-minded, but I was like, all I ever heard was Hex is a scam, Richard Hart's blah blah blah. And then they announced, the Pulsechain, the sacrafice stuff, and I was like, I might as well throw a little over there. And so I threw the money over there, and then over the next couple of years, like, paid attention a little bit here and there, and then I started kind of looking into, as it got closer, like 6 months out, I started like kind of looking into Richard Hart, and like, because I started thinking, I was like, damn, if usually when everybody hates something or there's so much rhetoric and bullshit, usually it's because they're scared, or it's something, like, I've found, like, sometimes it's something good. So I started looking into him, and I was like kind of blown away, honestly. So and then just down the rabbit hole, somehow I wound up in the PRC chat. It was before it was PDI Valhalla. It was like, I think it was PRC Valhalla or something. I got in there from some other project that I was DJing around in, and everybody just started kind of aligning that something's up with PDI, and then 9 Iron and New 2 and Hodl and stuff started really diving in, and then it's just like, shit, there's something to this, and nothing was held back from jump. Like, all, like, information was passed on to X or Twitter, whatever, and like immediately, and it just fell on deaf ears for a while. I don't know. I get more confident every day just in the fact that, someone is silent over this, that likes to point out when there's scams, the fact that so many quote unquote OGs, whatever you want to call them, closed-minded people, are against it, and I just think it's kind of magical too, in the sense that it's literally bringing in people, it kind of took outsiders to have an open mind to see it, I think, and it's bringing in people from all over the space. And I think it's awesome. It's changing the community though as a whole. Like, by the end of this, it's not going to be the same, and that's a good thing. So, and I'm just grateful to be part of that.
This pulse chain has just been going downhill, and this has been a decent green candle. Trust me, I wish my pulse chain bag was going up one day.
Oh yeah, I still hold. I've accumulated more over the month since it launched, and I put it in a couple pools on Pulsex, and I'm taking my ink rewards every day and just DCAing. And
yeah, I mean, Pulse has been on a downtrend pretty hard, especially since the SEC bullshit. Yeah, like you guys said, it's great that we're like building up the community even more in a bear market. It's wonderful that we're building up the community in a bear market, and getting people from like XRP and like other ecosystems So that's great, and I don't think it should be a divisive time at all for hexagons.
People really don't care about PLS that much. I mean, the people that are outside of Pulsechain, really. I mean, a lot of my Ethereum friends, when I mention Pulsechain, they kind of like chuckle and laugh at me a little bit, which is okay, no big deal. But I mean, this is a way for them to come over, potentially speculate with us. Everybody likes a good, get rich story, basically. But yeah, I mean, this is something that could definitely give people a reason to come and spend their money over here, keep it over here, figure out how awesome it is to have cheap gas fees, all these new awesome projects that are dropping. It's just exciting once you get here. They just have to get here first.
Exactly. For like people that do like meme coins, Pulsechain is amazing. Like with gas fees, like I couldn't imagine doing that shit on Ethereum. Pulsechain's like 1 penny, for a swap. So it's like. It is amazing though, even after all that like SEC FUD bullshit, that like you look at our volume levels and we're still above Avalanche and Solana and Phantom. Like those are real vapor chains, man. Like Pulse Chain's got all this FUD going on and we're still a top 9, number 9.